Hi, I'm Lee. I'm a New Zealander who lives in the East Riding of Yorkshire in the United Kingdom, and this is my podcast about my handmade life. You can find me on Instagram as Louleigh_, on Ravelry as Louleigh, and I have an Etsy shop called Shop Louleigh where I sell sewing and one of my knitting pattern collections. But you can find links to all of my online places at louleigh.com. Welcome! It's really nice to be sitting and chatting to you. It's Sunday afternoon here and I have been doing chores, and I thought I would just take some time to sit down and have a little chat with you because I haven't done it in such a long time. And one of my little hairy friends has just bought me this. Which is a bit minging. I've just closed the door so that you don't get a lot of traffic noise, but I don't know if you'll be able to hear the birds either. But anyway, I thought I would start this time with the sock segment because apparently I have made a few since we last spoke. So I think last time I showed you this sock, which is made out of West Yorkshire Spinners signature 4-ply in the nutmeg colour, and the blue, this turquoisey colour is the blue raspberry. I have finished both socks and I'm really pleased with them. They came out really well. I used my favourite socks pattern. Yeah, so one pair of finished socks. The other one is over here. I've worn these a few times, and the other one is over here and just looking a bit wrinkly. So there you go. The next pair of socks, and I'm not sure if I had even cast these, maybe I had cast them on last time I spoke to you, is a pair of ankle socks that I have made, and I've used my ankle socks with pinstripes pattern for this one. So it just has this little stripe detail down the side of the foot on each side, and then I haven't woven in the ends with these. I will probably just weave in the ends, not bother to block them and start wearing them. But I had been playing around with just moving around the toe decreases for this one, and so I've ended up with this really odd toe shape. Just focus it over there. It looks okay on the foot. It doesn't look like that on the foot, but yeah, I just think it's fun to try out different places to put the decreases for the toes and just see how they look. I had done it because I thought it would merge in with the pinstripe pattern. So all I need to do with those is to weave in the ends and they will be ready to wear. I knitted this with this yarn, which is, oops, this is, can you see that? I think it's pronounced Grundle Hot Socks Tweed. It's the Grundle I'm not sure about the pronunciation of. And as you can see, I got it from Yorkshire Trading for the princely sum of $4.99. And I'll be very interested to see how this washes and wears. It looks and feels a lot like Opal and Regia and those ones. So hopefully it will wear just as well. And I have enough here for another pair of socks. Or I'm wondering about making a hat for myself out of this. So anyway, thoughts about that. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to cast anything on with it like in a great hurry. But there are options, and that's always good. And then of course I always like to have a pair of vanilla socks going on, and so I have started another pair of socks and I've forgotten to bring the yarn tag with me. So stand by. I was rummaging around in my stash because I wanted another pair of really mindless socks to start. I'd been thinking about starting another Midas hat actually, but I didn't have the right needle size handy, and so I just decided to cast on another pair of socks. I am a big fan of a sock blank, and so one of the first things I spotted in my stash was this beauty, which I picked up at the last Edinburgh Yarn Festival that I went to. When we used to go to yarn festivals, it's quite exciting because they've eased up on some of the social distancing restrictions that we have here, and so we're able to do a few more things that seem a little more normal, which is brilliant. Anyway, so I picked up the sock blank, and it is by For the Love of Yarn. There we go. And I have just cast on the very cuff of another pair, excuse me, of vanilla socks. So there you go. I was about to say that that is the sock segment, but I have one more thing to show you. So last month I finally released the last pattern in my Socks From The Allotment collection, and it is called the Dandelion clock socks. And what to say about this? So yeah, sorry, my mind's just gone completely blank. This is my pattern from the Socks From The Allotment collection called the Dandelion clock socks, because of this little lace pattern around the top. This is basically just a horseshoe lace, a ribbed horseshoe lace pattern. I've adapted it. I really love the appearance of horseshoe lace. It's something that's easy to do, and I think it's really pretty. And this one just reminded me of those lovely pom-pom dandelion heads that you see in the spring and in the autumn. Yeah. So, and then the pattern just has this little eyelet pattern that carries on down the leg and the foot. I have made this in Eden Cottage yarns, and I don't remember exactly which one this is because I haven't bought the label or anything sensible like that, but the yarns are all detailed in the pattern. The collection is no longer half price. All three patterns are available now, and so you can get that from Ravelry or from my Etsy shop. And there are two different lace patterns with this. So I think, if I remember correctly, this one is the lace pattern for the extra small and the small and the extra large. And then this one, it's slightly different just to accommodate the stitch count. I think it's for the medium and the large. It's very clearly labelled in the pattern if I happen to have got that wrong. This is another Eden Cottage yarn. I think it's so pretty. I don't know if I go like this, maybe you'll catch the sparkliness of it. But yeah, I'm really pleased with the way that this pattern came out, and it's so nice to have these out in the world and sharing them with you now. So yeah, those are the Dandelion clock socks. This is community news, and the first thing I have to talk to you about is the prize draw for Knit 1000 grams, which I duly drew, and I sent the prize off to Frickstrick, who is Layla. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And that was Meg's Mrs. M's Curiosity Cabinet pamphlet and the lovely bag from Sue. So I hope you're enjoying those. I've decided not to bring back Knit 1000 grams this year, partly because at the moment I'm just not podcasting very frequently, and that's something that I would like to do something about. I would like to be podcasting a little more frequently, but but I just feel like something has to change. And this, at the moment, that's knit 1000 grams. I'm just not feeling the enthusiasm for it this year. Maybe I will in September, maybe not. But I just thought I would give you a heads up that knit 1000 grams, it's highly likely that it will not happen this year. Maybe we'll do something else that's fun. We also have the Advent mini skein swap happening in the group at the moment, and I think sign-ups for Q3 are up in the group now. And I'm going to, I think I put down the 1st of July that I'm going to pair everybody up so that you can send off your mini skeins for everybody to share. And then I will put up sign-ups for Q4, which I usually do on the 1st of October, I think. All the dates and all the thread in the Ravelry group is linked below, so you can pop over there for all of the details. Yeah, so that's the Advent mini skein swap. And the last thing that is occurring in the Ravelry group is the frivolous along. And I've just realised that I now have a mound of stuff here which is completely disorganised. I've just been sitting here just now working on my frivolous along project, which is this really cute rabbit kit from Toft. And I'm rapidly becoming, as much as I've been working on this quite slowly and a little bit at a time, I am a huge fan of this kit, and I would totally get another Toft kit, or just, actually I'm more likely just to follow their patterns. The support that goes with this kit in terms of videos and tutorials is just brilliant. And absolutely everything that I needed to make the rabbit was actually in the bag, which is so exciting. There's even like the stuffing and the darning needle that I needed to finish it off, and you can literally just open the bag and make the whole thing, which made my day. That makes life so easy. So where have I got to with this? I had been working away, I'll do the crafting and then I'll start talking again. I had been working away on arms and legs. And so I had made 2 legs and was starting to make the arms. And I got sort of into it a little bit and thought, this doesn't seem quite right. And I realised that what I'd actually started doing was working on the instructions for the body. So I have legs and I've started the body, and the body and the head are all joined in one. And when I come to have finished this bit, I'll just go back and make some more extremities. But I can crochet. I've crocheted before, but it's not something I can do mindlessly or without thinking. It takes concentration. I have to watch what I'm doing. It's definitely not like a vanilla sock where I can look away. So this is kind of my Sunday morning breakfast project, and I love that it stands up by itself. That's just fun on its own. So yeah, I'm just working away on my frivolous along project and really enjoying the frivolity of it. So there you go. But I can highly recommend. They come out very neatly packaged. I think they use this is plastic, so I think they use a recyclable packaging product now. But yeah, loving this kit. Really, the video resources that came with it are brilliant, and it has all the tips and guides for you to just crack on and be able to do it. Like I say, I'm not a completely beginner crochet person. I can do granny squares and stuff, so the fact that I've made a 3D object I'm counting as a win. So that's community news. If you're excited about any of those things, then come over and join us in the Ravelry group. Since we last spoke, I have also finished another Midas hat, and I'm not sure when I showed you this. It was earlier in the year. It sat around for a very long time without the ends woven in, and I really love the way that this has come out. I'm not keeping it for myself because the stripiness is not really my style. This was one of my hand spun yarns, and I think I only used about 50 grams, but one of the things that I like about it is it has come out as a really lightweight hat, which I think is nice because it's insulative, but you can still fit it in your pocket if you need to be. And I think the nice thing about the Midas hat is that it has this double layered brim, so you do get the insulation where you need it over your ears. So yeah, it's really nice to have that all done. I'm going to pop that in my gifting basket. I haven't blocked it because I kind of feel like Vanilla Socks for Zoom knitting have kind of done their dash, and so I would like to switch off over to making Midas hats that I can then give away to my friends as well. And so if I have a few of these, then I will be able to, I block them on a balloon, and then I can just reuse the same balloon a few times, which seems much more sustainably virtuous than using one balloon for one hat. So there you go, that's the Midas hat. The last project that I wanted to talk to you about today is in my lovely sheepy bag. These have been popping up all over the internet at the moment. I got mine from, this is Emma Ball. I got mine from Fine Fetal Fibres when I went there last year, and this project is rapidly growing out of this bag, which is a little bit of a bummer, but I have an equally exciting bag to put it in once it is bigger. This is my Leave Melina cardigan by Joanna Ang, and I think the last time I showed it to you I just had done the back, which is not particularly exciting. And I went down to London last week and just had a couple of hours, well, quite a few hours on the train to work out the lace bit that comes down the front of the cardigan. You basically knit up the back and then over down the fronts, if that gesture means anything to you. And so it was so nice just to be sitting and have the time just to get my head around that lace pattern, because now I find it's just something that I can pick up in the evening and carry on. Now the pattern actually has you knit both the fronts at the same time. There's another front that's supposed to be happening on this side as well. So this would be the back neck here. However, when I hopped on the train, I just had one ball of yarn with me and basically the back on the needles. So I am not knitting the fronts two at a time, and I don't mind. I don't mind, partly because I'm playing around with the length of this cardigan, and also probably which affects the sleeve as well. So if I have to undo one side because it's wrong, that's going to be a lot less painful than having to undo two sides. Anyway, this is where I'm at with it at the moment, and I'm really enjoying it. It's just a nice thing to be able to pick up after work whilst I watch TV. So that's all that I'm working on right now. It's been really nice to sit down and have a little chat with you. I keep hoping I'll be back more regularly, but clearly I'm not making any promises. It's been lovely to sit and have a chat with you. I hope you'll comment down below and join in the conversation there, and I shall see you next time. Cheerio!